So let me quote a certain short sermon by a certain minister kung saan nirecord dito yung tinatawag na one solitary life. Ito ay may kinalaman sa kung sino si Kristo, ano yung kanyang naranasan, at bakit masasabi natin na napaka-influential niyang human being in entire human history. So we must listen to this one, okay? Ito pong sabi, he was born in an obscure village, the child of a peasant. He grew up in another village where he worked in a carpenter shop until he was 30. Then for 3 years, he was an itinerant preacher. He never wrote a book. He never held an office. He never had a family or owned a home. He did not go to college. He never lived in a big city. He never traveled 200 miles from the place where he was born. He did none of the things that usually accompany greatness. He had no credentials but himself. He was only 33 when the tide of public opinion turned against him. His his friends ran away. One of them denied him. He was turned over to his enemies and went through the mockery of a trial. He was nailed to a cross between two thieves. While he was dying, his executioners gambled for his garments, the only property he had on earth. When he was dead, he was laid in a borrowed grave through the pity of a friend. 20 centuries have come and gone, and today he is the central figure of the human race. I am well within the mark when I say that all the armies that ever marched, all the navies that ever sailed, all the parliaments that ever sat, all the kings that ever reigned, put together, have not affected the life of man on this earth as much as that one solitary life. Let's say, tingnan po natin ito mga kapatid. Itong short sermon na ito ay pinaalala sa atin na itong Jesus na taga Nazareth na to, napakalawak ng kanyang impact even in our time. Hindi naman lalaganap ito kung hindi dahil sa isa sa pinakadakilang vindication na siya nga talaga ang ating kailangan. Na siya talagang tanging daan ng kaligtasan. And we are talking about the resurrection. You see mga kapatid, we have good evidence that Jesus had risen from the dead. Bukod sa patotoo ng Biblia na nagpapatunay dito, meron din mga extra biblical sources na nagpapatunay na yung mga testimonya ng mga disipulo niya at maging yung mga skeptics nare-recognize talaga na itong Jesus na ipinako sa krus publicly, nakakahiya yun. And yet they declared that they saw him who have been risen from the dead. You know what? Doon pa lamang sa point na tingnan nyo mga kapatid. Yung nangyaring kamatayan ni Kristo, yung paghihirap niya, na naranasan niya, binugbog siya, pinagtabuyan ng kung sino-sino. Nilatigo pa nga yung kanyang likuran at maging harapan. Kinoronahan ng koronang tinik. Kahit halos maubos na yung kanyang dugo, nakapagbuhat pa siya ng isang napakabigat na krus. And then he was been crucified at sa loob ng mahigit 6 na oras nakabitin siya doon, naghihirap. Ang crucifixion according to historians, pinaka-nakakahiyang kamatayan, pinaka-nakakahiyang execution. Kaya nung nag-pray si Kristo doon sa Ama, na Ama ko hanggat maaari, lagpasan niyo po sa akin ang saro ng paghihirap na to. Kasi alam ni Kristo na mararanasan niya yan. Pero anong sabi niya at the end of the day? Kalooban mo po ang masunod, hindi yung kalooban ko. Kung titingnan natin ang Isaiah chapter 53, naganap lahat yan kay Kristo. Because of what Jesus has done on the cross, kahit alam niyang sobrang hirap at nakakahiya, He did this out of His love for us. That's why sa John 3:16, di ba, sinasabi, for God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, that whoever believes in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. You know what? If God is some sort of parang mafia boss or whatsoever, kung siya'y malupit, kung nagkamali tayo, kung nagkasala tayo, wala na dapat tayo dito. Yes, it's true. God is holy. He is just. And yet, He gave us hope of eternal life through Christ. Kaya nga, concerning to the resurrection of Jesus, itong mga apostol niya, mga duwag yan nung nasaksihan nila na si Kristo ay pinatay roon. But when they saw the risen Lord, itong mga dating mga duwag at mga bahag na buntot ng mga disipulo niya, naging matatapang na disipulo, that they even choose to die for their faith because they know for sure that what they had seen is true. Kaya yung record ng New Testament, it was talking about the testimony of the eyewitnesses of Jesus, especially to the resurrection. Kasi nga, if God exists, if Jesus had risen from the dead, then game over. Christianity is true. Pero hindi lang ito about what we are knowing here. Take note that the purpose of life is to know God and to make Him known. Therefore, alam na natin ngayon yung mga evidence na yan. Ang question dito, are we truly following Him? Kaya nga, na-record po ito kanina. Nakafocus ba tayo sa Panginoon? O nakafocus lamang tayo sa mga bagay na nakikita natin? If we are focusing to God, alam natin for sure na kahit sa kabila ng lahat ng mga nangyayari, whether we are blessed or we experience trials or discipline or whatever, if we choose to follow Jesus, we know for sure na sa kabila ng lahat ng yan, siya mismo ang magbibigay ng patotoo na siya'y buhay at ikaw ay gagamitin niya para sa kanyang karangalan. Kaya kapatid, even in this Good Friday, kaya Good Friday dahil natapos na ni Kristo yung pantubos na yan, kailangan pa ba natin gawin yung mga dapat na tapos na nga kailangan pa ba natin na tawag dito, what should I say for? Kailangan ba natin pahirapan ang ating sarili? Okay, lilinawin natin. When we accept Christ as our Lord and Savior, ibig bang sabihin wala? No! Di ba nga sabi ni Apostle Paul, yung mga nakipag-isa kay Kristo ay bago ng nilalang. Kaya kapatid, as I end this up, ito po ay isang paalala po sa ating lahat. Yes, it's true. What Jesus had experienced 2,000 years ago is so terrible. But He did this because first and foremost, He was showing to us that He is the promised Messiah, the Son of the Blessed One. And lastly, He did this because He loves you so much. Ayaw niyang mapahamak ka, kaya naglaan siya ng kaparaanan para tayo maligtas. So then, Jesus died, was buried, on the third day, He rose again. So that everyone will know who really He is, and to all of us na nakakakinig ngayon, habang sinasaliksik natin to, mas lalo po nating maunawaan na, ay, oo nga pala, kay Kristo lamang talaga matatagpuan ang tunay na pag-asa. Sa Diyos ang papuri. Maraming salamat.